What's up all you Mudtrooping dudes and dudettes, Shiz here, and I got a really awesome video for you today. We're totally going to be checking out the brand new Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series Han Solo in his Mimban attire, or you could just call him a Mudtrooper. Now, I did ask the other day, what do you guys want to see exactly in a toy review? So I'm going to change it up a little bit, just kind of based on a lot of your responses. Can't make everyone happy, but I can certainly take your feedback and then do a really great review using that. So I hope you guys enjoy it. We're going to do something different, something new. This is the Star Wars The Black Series Han Solo Mimban from Hasbro. Just to show some scale with some other figures, you have the Captain Marvel, Marvel Legends, and then of course another Star Wars The Black Series Bosk action figure. In terms of his height, he stands just under the 6-inch mark, making him a little bit shorter than the usual 6-inch figure. His only accessory being this space rifle, which has a really nice dry brush gunmetal application to it. Overall, very nicely sculpted, very intricate details. I love the little rivets and the holes and everything on this side, and the gun handle. You can see all the little fine details within it. An interesting note to see is that this little part removes right here and is a separate piece, so it kind of fits in right on that side to where you can then slide it back and forth. So I think that's a nice little added detail to it. In terms of the figure himself, he comes with removable goggles that slip right on and off his head, and they actually apply very nicely, and they're pretty sturdy. They're not going anywhere. They fit nicely onto the head. And he also comes with this separate respirator piece. So what you would do is you just pop off his cape, which actually just kind of fixes over his shoulders. There isn't any peg or anything for it to pop into. These little hoses would then go into his backpack right there. They simply just slip in, and it keeps it underneath the cape. You can treat this one of two ways. You can have a Han Solo figure, or you can have a really cool Mimban Mudtrooper. So either way you want to do it, heck, it's a great army builder as well. The head sculpt is very much Han Solo, that Alden Ehrenreich, whatever it is. I really like the design of this figure. I like all the little paint applications. Love this little red mark right here. There's a lot of love that went into the design of this figure, and you can tell. It's just one of those Star Wars figures where they're getting so good at this photorealistic technology that everything else is starting to catch up in a certain way. Just everything from the sculpt of the belt to his jacket underneath goes to these pants. I like the different design elements on the actual gauntlets of the boots. Heck, even the boots are really nicely sculpted. This is a very cool figure. It's a nice soldier type, and again, a very nice army builder, which you can do multiple versions, pull the face off, leave the face on, doesn't even matter. In terms of the articulation, the head is on a ball joint. You can get it every which way, always. Doesn't really look down that much, doesn't really look up. The helmet is removable, and as you can see, he's got a great face sculpt on him, nicely painted hair. On the articulation for the arms, they're going to go out about that much, up about that much total. He does have single jointed elbows, but you can get it in a very good pose overall. It actually goes in rather nicely, so while it's not double jointed, it still works very well. He has a waist swivel, kind of an ab crunch. As you can see, it's kind of rocking every which way. He kicks out about that much, and then when he does so, this will go up a little bit to kind of compensate for kicking up. He's got double jointed knees on him, and he's got ankle pivot, and it goes up and down. It's a little bit hindered when it goes up and down with his shin splints on that side. This side, you get a little bit more range of motion, but overall, you do get some nice posability. You can kind of crunch him, do every which way. Get him into some interesting poses, kind of wrap him up, get him every, just want to show you, you can do a lot of great things with this figure. So it has an overall nice range of motion to it. In terms of holding his weapon, he has a trigger finger on this hand and then a grabbing hand on this, and you just kind of slip his hand into, you just kind of slip the gun into his hand. The trigger finger, if you can kind of pose it in there, it will hold right there in that pose. And you could do a lot of different things with it. You can even bring his arm up to where you can get him to hold it just like this, or better yet, put it in his hand in that sense. The range of motion that you can achieve with his wrists and everything also aid in helping that. One thing I would have liked to have seen would be a little accessory on the tip, like a blast effect, but overall, that's a really nice, well-held accessory. So you got your Alden Ehrenreich figure. You want to go ahead and get him ready for battle. Now, I recommend slipping the helmet on first, just like that. Goes on really nice. And the chin strap fits underneath. You want to go ahead and put his respirator gas mask on right there. Just slip it underneath. Go ahead and slip the hoses into his backpack. Like so. Get the mask situated just like that, and slip his cape over the hoses. It's going to take a little bit of finesse and everything, but once you get it like that, that looks good. And then go ahead and put his goggles on. And like I said before, you can keep him as Han Solo, or better yet, you got a really sweet Mudtrooper. So that's going to do it for my fresh look at the brand new Star Wars The Black Series Han Solo Mimban Mudtrooper number 78 in the Black Series collection. I actually really like this figure. I like everything that they did. I especially love the accessories. Some of the things with the articulation is a bit off just when putting his accessories on, but for the most part, it actually works really well. I'm quite impressed with the head sculpt, the removable helmet, the goggles, everything in that sense, and he actually stands rather well. Now, I do like to put some of my figures onto stands. I held off in putting a stand on him just to begin with, and I actually had no problems with him falling over, even with a more heavier cape on his back. Nothing to really look out for in terms of the box. I opened him up, pulled him out, everything worked. Nothing gummy, nothing broken, nothing else to really watch out for. So in that sense, I do recommend him, and I think you should pick him up as well. If you see him on store shelves, make sure you grab him. Heck, you might even want to grab 2, 3, 4. It's a great army builder if we're being honest. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, it's Star Wars Celebration Weekend, baby. So get ready for a lot of Star Wars news, and when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.